All right, everyone. So I fell asleep when we were supposed to be working. So now we're behind schedule again. So I have to set up about six other live streams right now. So Twitch and YouTube, you guys are up. Just hang out for like a minute or so, and then we'll get started. Have a like Instagram and TikTok and Kick. I got it set up right now, but I'm here. We'll switch over to the screen in about a minute, but I'm here in the chat if you want to type anything. Oh man, yeah, I can't believe it. Like we streamed earlier, and I was like, because I'm sick. I have like a fever, right? And I was like sick earlier. I was like, oh, we're gonna take like a 2 hour break. I ended up sleeping for like 5 hours, so we're behind schedule again. All right, let me finish setting up everything, and then we'll get started. Okay, hello everyone. So, like I, hold on. What's going on? Why isn't the there you go? I was like, why isn't the TikTok working? All right. How's it going, everyone? So we're back to continue working on this project. We had a live stream earlier, you guys know, and then I fell asleep. No, we had a live stream earlier, and I was like really tired because I have a fever right now. And then I was like, I'm just gonna take a quick break, eat some food, take the dog out, and then we'll come back. I fell asleep for like 5 hours, so now we're back, and once again behind schedule. Tis the tis the life of the artist to always be slightly behind schedule. Aye. So we're still at the Alolan. We're still on Gen 7, which I'm confident we'll finish today. I'm like completely confident we'll finish Gen 6 or Gen 7 and then head into Gen 6 today. It's not a big deal. If I didn't fall asleep, we would have we would have had this gen done already. So anyway, I want to welcome the all the different chats we have. I want to welcome the TikTok chat, um, the Twitch chat, and the YouTube chat. Happy Friday! Can you believe it's Friday already again? Okay. Um, there is an Ash Greninja. I drew Ash Greninja in here somewhere. Is that him right there? There you go. That's him. Okay. You could tell, you could tell like the different eras when I was working on this project because like, um, I think it was 2018 when I did the Sun and Moon Pokemon, and then it was 2021 when I did the Sword and Shield, and then it was yeah, and you could see like the line art quality, the just the difference. It's ridiculous. Hmm. Hope everyone's doing well. Yeah, we are currently coloring Gen 7. 100% we'll finish Gen 7 tonight, and then head on into Gen 6. How long that's going to take? It's going to be at least 4 hours, but we'll see. Just color pick from Lunala. Hope everyone had a good, well, whether it was Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate, even if you just got a day off from work. Hope everyone's having a good one. I have a fever right now. I am not doing too hot. I just downed some Tylenol, ibuprofen, so I can be coherent enough to continue working on this. For anyone who's wondering, this reference picture over here on my right, that is the non-shiny version of this drawing that I completed some time ago. As you can see here. Okay, I've already completed the non-shiny version, so I'm just going back over and doing a full shiny recolor of it. Mhm. So, really quick, I want to give a big thank you to everybody who's picked up a pre-order of my every Pokemon drawing, a print of it, by the way. Normally, when we do these big projects, I don't get pre-orders until we get really close to being done with the project. And with this, we got probably like a week left on it worth of work. But a lot of you have already pre-ordered your print of it, which is pretty awesome. So, thank you. Let's say hi to everyone. Welcome to TikTok. If anybody is new to this project, this is my drawing of every Pokemon. I did the original version of this back in 2016 when Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire came out. And over the past 10 years, I've been just kind of revamping it and updating it with new Pokemon. So to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of it, I'm actually recoloring the entire thing shiny. So that's what we're doing right now. Mad Concepts in the Twitch. I appreciate that. Thanks for the raid. Welcome everyone. Hope everyone's having a good Friday. If you don't know what we're doing here, this is my drawing of every Pokemon. So the original non-shiny version of this, I finished it back in, well, the original version, which was Gen 1 through 6, I finished it in 2015-ish. So we're celebrating the 10-year anniversary of this drawing by doing a full shiny version. So we're just going back, recoloring it, kind of cleaning up some of the old line art. Doing my best to clean up the line art without completely redoing the whole drawing, because over a decade your line art kind of changes and your taste in colors change and all that. So yeah. Anyway, thank you for the raid. I appreciate it. Did I make this into a poster? Yeah, I have this as posters. I've been selling at conventions and online for some time. Yeah, so it looks like that, the smaller one. Yeah, hey, thanks for yeah, thanks for coming through though. Yeah, I'm actually, I have pre-orders for the full shiny version in my online shop right now. Limited edition run, like I'm making it so to celebrate the 10-year anniversary of it, I'm doing like a limited run of the shinies version. Like it's gonna be in the shop for pre-orders up until we're done with the live streams. And then afterwards, I won't produce it anymore. So if people want, I'm making it kind of like super limited run where if people who are hanging out in the live streams or my regulars want to pick up a copy while we're doing the project, that's cool. But then afterwards, it's just like, yeah, it'll be gone. You're drawing all Pokemon 3 times normal shiny, special third version dark. Drawing Marowak as we speak after a year, almost at 150. That's good. Awesome. Congrats on that. Yeah, so with this one, I did Gen 1 through 8, including Legends Arceus, plus all their forms. So you see I have like all 63 Alcremie, and then this is what the non-shiny version of that looks like, if I could turn it off. Yeah, and then regional variations, some special ones, like XD001, stuff like that, yeah. So I've stayed away from anime stuff, though. Is there all the unknowns? Yeah, I have all the unknown kind of scattered throughout the drawing. Yeah, but that's cool that you're gonna do anime stuff because I'm staying away from anime because like it's like where would I draw the line? There's Crystal Onyx, but then there's also like there's like all the pink Pokemon from the Orange Island episodes. Like, am I gonna do that? So that was one of the things where I'm like, I have to stay away. I decided to stay away from doing anime, um, like anime exclusive Pokemon. I was trying to find the word. But congrats on getting that first 150 done. I mean, it doesn't seem like such a big task, right? Like when you're lining it all up, you're like, oh, these are really easy, and it is easy. But it's just like drawing Pokemon is not difficult, but it's just like it never ends. Like you never get to the bottom of your list, right? All the unknown are in Gen 2. Yeah, 26 of them are in Gen 2. And I can't remember what gen they added question mark and exclamation point. But yeah, I have all 28 in here. Actually, I have some of the unknown in here like multiple times because I spelled out stuff in the drawing. Yeah, so I there's like multiples of some unknown just because I was having fun and spelling shit in there. Yeah, so If anyone is kind of new, I've done quite a few of these projects with every character. If you'll indulge me. You're drawing every Dragon Ball villain, so that's in the YouTube chat. All right. So if anyone's new, I've done quite a few of these projects before. So you've seen the Pokemon one here. Let me pull it up. Whoops. So you've seen my every Pokemon here. That's the non-shiny version. But I've done quite a few of them. So here's my League of Legends right there. That's like right before Kasante came out, so it's a little outdated or whatever. I just finished the where is it? I just finished my Digimon one earlier this year. There we go. Yeah. I finished this one earlier this year. I really like how this one came out. And then here, someone in the YouTube chat said they're doing a Dragon Ball one. This is my Dragon Ball one here. Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, GT, and Super, up to Super Broly. So, yeah, this is the longest project. This one took me like over 1,000 draw hours to complete. How long did it take you? It takes about my work time varies depending on how tired I am. Honestly, like I have a fever right now, so I'm working hella slow. If I was feeling good, especially Pokemon's really easy to draw. Yeah, so I don't know. Average time it varies widely. And then my favorite one that I did would be probably the Yu-Gi-Oh, because I used to be a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player. So this is my favorite one out of all the ones that I've done. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I would need the only things I'm missing would be superhero and then Daima because I'm not doing the manga. So, but the total work time on the Pokemon drawing before the shiny recoloring is 890 hours. Yeah, I draw all of them live on stream. One, I draw them live on stream for a few reasons. One is I like to get the the video for it so I can make a time lapse of it. And then two, I just don't think people would believe me. Like if I didn't record it, like that Dragon Ball piece, if I just walked up somewhere with that, they'd be like, "Hey, did you draw this?" I'm like, yeah. You got any proof? I said no. They'd be like, bullshit, they didn't do that. So yeah. And I'll have a time lapse of this, the shiny recoloring. I'll have a time lapse of this up on the YouTube channel soon too, when we're all done. But the other ones like the Dragon Ball and I have like a Ninja Turtles one, and those are all up on the channel right now. So. He did, and he complained the whole time. 51 Pokemon as rats. I mean, of course he's gonna complain. It's a lot of work. It's like it's just it feels like you're just never gonna get to the end of it, right? No matter how easy it is. Like Pokemon are not like super difficult to draw, but when it's just like for example like the Alcremies, there's 63 of these things, right? So this is the that's the shiny version. This is the non-shiny version. Like look how simple that is. How simple that character is. We were on stream for like 5 hours yesterday doing them because it was just like there's just so much to do. So of course he's gonna get upset. He's gonna get angry while he's doing it because he's like, "Fuck it, it's just never gonna end." I get you. I feel you. I support your frustrations. Uh, King Cold in the YouTube chat. His is cooler than mine. How's it going though? Is my Charizard purple or black? So the shiny Charizard that I have that I'm gonna be putting down at the bottom with Gen 1 is gonna be like the newer shiny Charizard with the red wings. But then I'm going to add in, I actually have to draw a new Charizard, the original purple and green one. That one's gonna be at the very top up here next to probably like in this area right here. Like right here. I'll probably put him right there. So am I still doing conventions? Yeah, I still do conventions, but nowhere near as many as I used to. My hard drive must be screaming at me. No, no, I keep my working files on like a dedicated NVMe. Like even at the right speeds I have, this still takes like 3 minutes to save. Which, by the way, I haven't saved it in like over an hour, so let's save it right now. Yeah, no, I have one drive for my boot. Like I have like what you're supposed to do. I have one drive that's dedicated boot. I have one drive for work in progress files. Like this is on a dedicated NVMe. I have three 14 terabyte HDDs, so 3.5 spinning drives to store all my videos and work files. And then I have I just have like a Samsung, like a 2.5 SSD for scratch files. Yeah. It's like it's the only possible way I can keep everything like moving, you know. Unless I move up to like a Gen 5 drive, which means I'll have to swap out my motherboard. That's the only way I'm gonna get the write speeds faster to save this file, but I'm not gonna do all that. So, uh, COVID killed cons. The two biggest cons here died in 2022, and then the next year, this year. Well, you know, there was like kind of a golden era in regards to conventions after COVID. So like, um, I think the term that people were using were called revenge spending. So it was like people were gone for so long, and then when cons came back, people went out like full force and spent a lot of money. So there was like a big gold rush of like high sale cons, and now it's starting to settle back down to kind of like normal cons. That's what it feels like. Which shinies am I doing? I'm pretty much picking their current shinies. Except for that Charizard. That Charizard's kind of special, right? It's the Gen 2, the original one. So, yeah. But yeah, for other shinies, I'm picking the current shinies. Welcome everybody. We're just waiting for the file to save right now. You've been debating. Hey, Lizard, what's going on? I didn't notice that was you. You've been debating whether or not to do conventions. It's not for everybody. I've just been doing conventions for so long. It's like second nature to me. Like I know how to sell. I already have everything. I have everything. I have it down to like a science. I could do it. Well, I was gonna say I could do it. I could do cons in my sleep, but I've done cons while I was like drunk and high. So it's like it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, but it's not for everybody. Um, you bought four 2 terabyte SSDs for 600. Shit. Is mostly full. Oh, is it for games? I see. I was gonna say, oh man, why are you getting SSDs if you're just gonna store stuff? If you're gonna store stuff, you can just get the three. You can just get spinning drives. But if you're going for games, and I guess you could, yeah, you got to slap on some SSD. They don't have to be, NVMe drives. Any SSD is gonna be fine for a game, but like for just storage, it's 3.5s. One for games, one for art, one for videos. Oh, yeah. Yeah, game files are huge. Yeah, I got my wife an extra 2 terabyte, just a little terabyte M.2 to add on to her system, and it was like full. It got full in like less than a year, and I was like, God damn, dude. So the question is, will I be updating this poster along with the regular colors? So I won't be. The question is, am I going to add like Gen 9 onto this? And no, I'm not going to do anything else to this Pokemon drawing until like Gen 12 at the earliest. So what we're doing here, this shiny recoloring, this is just like a little fun side project, a little celebration for the 10-year anniversary of when I first started this project. It's just kind of more for me. But if you guys want to pre-order prints of it, you're more than welcome to. But no, so like the drawing is at a point where even if I added like say 2 generations onto this, you wouldn't even notice it, right? So I need it to be like a substantial change. I don't want to keep sprinkling in Pokemon, you know what I mean? Like sprinkling in here and there. It needs to look substantially different. So I'm gonna wait as long as possible. It's gonna minimum Gen 12, and then we'll see what we get from there. But no, thank you for the raid. I appreciate that, and we got a couple of followers from that into the Twitch as well, so I appreciate it. One for backup. No, I have those drives, the ones that I mentioned, in the computer, but then I have external storage drives as well. I know some artists, some convention artists who they just never backed up their stuff, and they lost. I know one guy, he lost like 10 years worth of artwork. He never backed it up anywhere, and some of those files were the ones that he was making his art prints out of. So his solution was to having he just had to scan the print that he had left of that particular artwork, and then he high res scanned it and then printed off of that scan instead of printing from like the original working file. And I'm just like, how do you go like a decade and not back up anything? So I'm a data hoarder because I don't want to fucking lose anything. Look how much time and energy goes into this. Right, Guzzlord. Let's scroll up and find Guzzlord. Dude, shiny Guzzlord, so good. Look at that thing. I need a better. I'm using the in-game sprites as the color reference right now, so I need to pull up a better one than that. Okay. Would it be okay to hear your thoughts on the Gen 9 Pokedex? What about it? I like. I've never had a problem with any generation of Pokemon. Like I like all Pokemon that come out. I even like I like I like the Gen 9 games. Uh there there are certain things about the games that I sorry, hold on. I got confused with my layers here. This is why I should work in as few layers as possible. It gets confusing. Yeah. I like Gen 9 as a whole. There's no generation of Pokemon that I haven't liked in regards to like character design. It changes, of course, but whatever. You got so many Blender base meshes that if you lose it, you have to start over. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I just I just refuse to risk losing all this work because it's my job, right? So like, it, okay, if you're going SSD, I understand SSDs are hella expensive for high capacity storage, but like 3.5 drives, like WD Reds, 10 terabyte, 12 terabyte, 14, 24 terabyte, you can get you can get a 14 terabyte for under what $300 now. You know what I mean? And those are like NAS rated. You can run them for like 24 hours a day for for like 10 years and they'll still be fine. So I don't know. That seems like a small price to pay to back up your life's work, right? I don't know. This doesn't seem like a difficult choice to me. That's just being cheap and lazy if you you don't back it up, man. All right, that's a little desaturated. Let's it's a little more on the red side. There we go. That's oversaturated. That's better. Okay. I don't know if you have references for shinies. Well, they're using their signature moves. But here's a link with the video just in case you don't. Yeah, I have them separated between like full moon and then their base model. Like that. And then of course the I was talking earlier about how you could really tell the difference in the line art. So like we're in the sun and moon era right now. I did the sun and moon update to this drawing back in like late 2017 or early 2018, something like that. And you could just tell the line art on it is just like way different than how I do it now. It even looks different from the sword and shield line art that I did, um, like up here. Like my use of line weight got better naturally over time. You should be improving your line art. Um, yeah, so it's just kind of it's just weird to see it. Like I would totally love to go back and clean up all this line art, but I ain't about to sit here for like 100 hours and clean up all the old line art. You know, that's like that's like George Lucas level of like touching up old stuff for like no reason. By the way, everybody, I do have a bit of a fever, so if I like start to slur a little bit, that's pretty. I'm just really jacked up right now, so excuse me. Yeah, if to me, if a drive is still connected to the computer, I don't consider that as a backup because if anything happens to the whole system, it's still in danger, right? Um, of getting like whatever happens. Say your say your computer, say something happens, your house gets struck by lightning or something, some crazy shit, right? And then everything you have connected to that computer just. So to me, I'm in that camp too, where if it's connected physically still connected to the computer, whether that's through an M.2 or through just a regular good old SATA cable. I don't consider that backup. I consider that like active storage. Yeah, I have backups. I don't do cloud. I do hard. Yeah, I don't trust clouds either. I do hard storage. It's not that I don't trust clouds. It's just that's unreliable. Like it's technically not. You're not. It's like it's not yours, right? When you back it up on a cloud, it's not yours. You're sitting in somebody's chair. I'm glad we're on the same page about data about I don't want to say data hoarding, but um just being careful with your data, being careful with your stuff so you don't lose it. Okay, so you know how we're using the paint bucket right now to kind of quick fill everything. So it's leaving like a lot of dead pixels everywhere. So when we're done using the paint bucket to kind of fill in all the space, at the very end, we will go back top to bottom and clean everything in manually with a brush, kind of like how I'm doing right here. We are going to go in at the very end and manually clean it all up. So that will be like one entire day on its own. I'm not due for another set of meds for like another 2 hours. I'm already feeling like shit. Uh, yeah. I appreciate everyone for hanging out during this nice Friday evening. Well, I guess Friday for me, it depends on where you are. But I hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone had a fun holiday, whether that means you were hanging out with family or whatever, or even if you just got the day off from work. That's pretty sweet too, right? Can't complain about that. So, hope everyone had a good one. Not everyone got to have another Christmas, another winter break. So, just be happy you did. And you see over here on the far right side, I'm using a pure ref, and then I'm using the non-shiny version to help me kind of manage where all the lines go, like where certain Pokemon start and other ones end. Hmm. All right, we'll save it and then have to make a backup copy of the file. Ender says best practice for backup procedure can be completed in several stages. Stage 1 locally on the same machine. Stage 2 one step remote, data is stored on a separate drive, not installed. Correct. Stage 3 remote, data is stored on a drive that is not in the machine and not in the same physical address. Okay, I do all of those unintentionally. Yeah, I have the local drives that are active right now, and then I have external drives sitting here in the office as well. And then I actually have a set at my parents, which I only update those. Like I only take those and update them like every couple of months because I ain't trying to drive over there all the time. You know what I mean? But I do intentionally have some over there because I've always had this weird thought where I'm like, if my house exploded, man, or shit flooded, you know, or just get robbed or something like that. Yeah. Oh, artistic out. Your kiddos have the flu. Oh my god. Well, I hope you all can recover well. I I do know that for a fact. Like my body's in a bit of like a survival mode. My body, like when I'm at conventions or I'm working on projects, my body, even though I know I'm sick, it'll kind of hold itself together. And then when the project is done, I guarantee I'm going to crash. Like my body's going to like shut down. The sizes are roughly accurate. Yeah, I based them best I could to Pokedex size. Some of them a little ridiculous, but I did my best. You've already asked at some point. Will I ever add Gen 9 or beyond? I will add. I'm not going to add any more stuff to this drawing until like at least Gen 12. I want there to be like a large amount. Like I want there to be a reason. Like if we get like a moon-sized Pokemon, then that will allow me to do like interesting things. But if it's just sprinkling some 60 Pokemon or something. Okay. Let me make a backup of this on a separate drive. Okay. So that's Guzzlord. Next, we're going Magirna. Where did I put Magirna? I think Magirna's pretty far down. Right here. See, I have regular and then have like the Pokeball colored one. The man, what's that form called? Whatever. Oh, see, I missed coloring some spots on Celesteela here. How'd I miss all that? Sometimes, man. Sometimes you just see. It's hard to kind of keep track of where everything is, which is why I have to have the reference of the non-shiny version up. So one interesting thing about this is when I was putting the regular version, the non-shiny version together, one of the things I had to keep in mind was how like composition wise, I didn't want too many of the same colors next to each other. So like I didn't want Wailord and Gyarados and then like all these blue colors next to each other. Um just for the sake of composition. But now that I'm, recoloring it shiny, I'm finding that there's a lot of colors that are kind of touching each other now, which I think will look fine, right? It'll look fine in the finished project or the finished piece. Um, but I totally forgot to like think about that when I started the shiny. I was like, oh man, for all I know, I'm gonna stick a bunch of like lime green Pokemon next to each other, and there's gonna be this weird like lime green blob in the drawing, right? So it's all at that point, or at this point, it's gonna kind of be down to luck to see what we get in the finished product, like how many similar colors we're gonna have next to each other. It's nice to meet you. You're watching a buddy play Phasma after work, and it seems I fell asleep for a bit. Now you're here. Well, I appreciate that. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I don't know if you're here earlier, but I was talking about trying to improve the save times on this file. Um, and I was just like, there's nothing I could do to get this to save faster. The file is just huge. I said like in my head, I was like the only thing because it takes me like 3 or 4 minutes to save the file, as you probably just saw. And I was like, that's like the only thing that's gonna help the save times is like switch to like a motherboard that has like a Gen 5, I guess. In my head, that's the only thing I could think of. But like I don't know. All I know is I lose hella time because I have to sit here and wait for it to save. Which wasn't a problem back when we started this project, right? And that wasn't a problem back then. But now that it's gotten like out of hand with its size. See, we missed some stack attack blocks over here. Stack attack, attack, attack. I do want to say again, I appreciate everyone who has picked up a pre-order of this print. Normally, I don't get pre-orders for my big crazy artwork until we get a lot closer to it being complete. So to get as many pre-orders as I have, and we still have quite a bit to do. I do appreciate that. To take that as a vote of good faith. Delmi should be over here. Right? Yeah, there he is. What does everyone have planned for the weekend? I mean, assuming you're not like working. And if you're working, that's cool too. You're making money. There's like no wrong answers here. Okay. Yeah, I'm not crazy literate. Uh I have so it's on a so it's running on the Gen 4 speed. It's an SN850X, right? Um I think it's just Clips. I swear to God, I think it's just Clip Studio Paint, man. It's just this thing. I think it's a combo of Clip Studio being notoriously like poorly, what would be the word, optimized. If you talk to a lot of other artists like who use it, they have like nightmare stories about their Clip Studio Paint. I think it's a combination of that and that this file is just really big. I've just kind of accepted it. Yes, I even was so desperate. Yeah, I know. I'm even so desperate. Well, never mind. I don't want to talk. But anyway, yeah, I got that because I was like, I just want to get a drive that is overkill that don't ever have to worry about. That's why I got it, and it was on sale. Um, and you saw how long it still takes to save, right? So, and and it's only like it's not like overly full, right? It's not that drive only keeps my work in progress stuff. So I keep asking people who I know or I ask people who I assume are kind of like more literate in that stuff than I am. I just turn to you guys for advice. I had a brain fart. I just lost my spot. Okay. No, I'm just saying that's how desperate, like not desperate, but like that's how like that's how hard I am at trying to get the save times better. Where I'm just like, okay, well, what can I do? Okay, like I do every little thing. Uh, Now to be fair, it is just this file. Well, these big files, like my Pokemon, my Dragon Ball, the one with all these characters. Anyway, not to ramble on. Um, I was just figured I'd ask. Playing. All right. So the YouTube chat, you're playing Dragon Ball Kakarot and drawing your third attempt. How are you playing and drawing at the same time? As I as time goes on, I can't even listen to music while I draw anymore. I used to. Like I'll listen to music while we stream. I don't turn on the music for you guys because copyright stuff. But um, what am I missing? Yeah, I'm at a point where I can't do anything while I draw anymore. Like even streaming and talking slows me down. But got to do it for the job. Got to turn my phone off. Got to set it to the side. All right, so still Mize. Who's next? So, I'm primarily a traditional artist, right? It is way easier for me to complete traditional projects, and this is just a me thing, right? Um, because when I'm doing digital work, I'm like right in front of the computer, and I want to say I get like distracted, right? It's just like I end up doing other work, like instead of I'll draw for like 20 minutes and I'll be like, I need to write this email, and I'll just I'll go off on like other tangents for work because it's right there, right? Oh, I need to check if this convention's open for signups, and I'm just kind of like, yeah. So, but when I'm doing traditional art, my primary thing, I just turn my phone off, and then I can, I don't even need I turn the whole computer off, and I can just kind of draw in peace. Um, when I go digital, it's just like a shit show, dude. That's more of a me and my lack of discipline kind of thing. You would suspect that art software might not be optimized for handling gigantic files like these. In your use case, doing 3D modeling when you work to get many millions of polys, nothing's really going to make things save fast. Okay, I that's what I figured. It's like after a certain point, it's just what it is, right? So I appreciate your input because I'm pretty much at a point where I'm like, I'll ask anybody who knows more than me for any kind of advice because you never know. But I guess it's just at a point where it's just a big file. So TikTok chat, welcome. I appreciate all of you. Okay. So I'm actually gonna save it and then I have to go stretch. You guys can tell I work at a standing desk. One of the reasons I work at a standing desk is because I tend to when I would work at a like my drafting table, I shrimp a lot. I do the shrimp. So working at a standing desk has helped everything. It's helped keep blood flowing. It's helped my posture. The only downside to it is because I use one of these. I hotkey all my stuff to this, and I'm drawing here. It's all elevated. I tend to pinch my traps a lot because I hold the same position for like hours at a time. So I have to go stretch, And whenever my wife wakes up, I'll have her massage the knot out of my trap. But all right, we'll save it. I'm gonna go stretch real quick, and I'll be back in like 2 minutes. I might come back faster than this thing saves. So give me a second. Irreverent, how's it going? Welcome. Better the traps than the rest. Exo, that's exactly what I'm saying, man. Like you can get a knot in your traps and like work it out, but once you hurt your wrists, you get that carpal, it's a wrap. you know. See, I told you I'd be back before it finishes saving. God damn it. So we're talking about unoptimized Ender. I don't know if you're still here. We're talking about unoptimized programs, right? You know, the with illustrators, the universal file that is used is PSD, right? Um, but we're using Clip Studio Paint here, and the native file for Clip Studio Paint is dot clip. And so when I first started using Clip Studio Paint, naturally I was taking my PSD files and opening it up here, and it was just so taxing on the system. I didn't realize until, like, I swear to God, years later, that Clip Studio Paint only works well in its native clip file. So I'll give you an example. To open the PSD version of this file, just having it open in Clip Studio Paint, 92 gigs of RAM. I swear to God, just to have it open, you switch it over to a clip file, it goes down. It went down to like 40, right? But the problem is there's some weird thing that happens um, when you convert it. Not when you convert it from PSD to clip, but when you convert it from clip to PSD and then open it in Photoshop, it's like it looks different. Like you lose some pixels. Exo, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but if you have your Clip Studio Paint open, you save it as a Photoshop file, and then you open that in Photoshop, it looks like you lose some pixels, like in some of the edges, and I've had to go in and kind of refill them. You get that too, right? Yeah. So now I'm at this place where I'm just like, if I want to work in Clip Studio Paint, it only works it only works. What do you say? It only runs well if it's in a clip file, but if I keep it as a clip file, I can't open it in Photoshop because it's gonna get fucked up. So yeah. Uh, it took me years to. I don't know why it took me that long to like, because it's like keep it as a PSD because that's what we all use, right? I don't know. That's on me though for never even experimenting and switching it over to a clip. Anyway, good times had for none. Are you just copy and paste it on the side? Yeah, I mean, like, Or if you deem a project like 100% done and you're just like, I'm never ever gonna bring this back into Clip Studio Paint, you know, like whatever you needed clip for, you used it and it's done, then you can be like, all right, now we're switching it over to a PSD file, and then you never switch it back over. Oh yeah, so Exo, you know how I said like earlier earlier I said I'm gonna like take a quick break and then we'll come back and then we'll finish this. We should easily have Gen 6 done by blah 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 blah. Well, when we finished the live stream earlier, I was feeling real sick. I went to kind of just lay my head down. I fell asleep for like 5 hours. So that's why I have not that's why we're not done with this yet. Had I not fallen asleep and just been able to keep working on this off stream, we would have been done with Gen 6. Now I'm like fucking behind again. How is how are your projects going? Your rivals project. You finish your comp? Damn. Damn, Daniel. Well, congrats on finishing that commission. I gotta play like mad catch up tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I want this done by I was gonna say I want it done by the end of New Year's Eve. That's like the big goal, but it sure doesn't look like that's what's gonna happen. As long as I could stay awake for the next 4 days, be fine. Oh, Exo, I'm sure you were here, but I was talking about I could tell the difference um, from when I did the Sun and Moon update, which is where I'm at now, to the Sword and Shield update. Like one, I'm pretty sure we were working at a higher resolution in the Sword and Shield update, um, because these lines are like they're not bad. I see they're a little foggy. Like they look a little foggy. You know what I mean? A little like they're not super duper sharp. Versus if you look up here to the Gen 8 stuff, yeah, there's just that kind of slight blur, right? But this is the Gen 8 stuff. See how sharp everything is. So yeah, I didn't, which is weird because I didn't like stretch. I didn't free transform this. I mean, you're not gonna notice it. I'm just saying like I can notice it. So I was actually, and I'm sure we talked about this earlier, thinking about doubling up the line art. But then it almost looks, I'm not gonna say it looks a little like AI upscaled, right? Because it has that weird look to it. If I double up the line art just to kind of sharpen up the bottom section. I don't know. I'll have to decide that at the end because like even though they're sharper, the Gen 8 stuff, it's done sharper. That's a bad example. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Makes it too like smudgy looking, I guess. Anyway, we'll worry about that later. Just things that are on my mind. In printed form, you can't tell the slight blur, the difference in the like this stuff here and then the stuff up top. When it's printed, you can't tell. It's not a big deal. I mean, no matter what, it's still better than the original version. That version was crazy. For those who don't know, I did the very first version of this drawing I did was about 10 years ago, right? And I did it when Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire first came out, and it was done on this little laptop. It had a like a Wacom Bamboo, right? And I can't remember what the pixels were. I think it was like 3,000 by 5,000 or something like that, which at the time was pretty big. Laptop still struggled with it. Um, but after that, some time had passed, and I had a new computer. I redrew the whole thing, like top to bottom. I used the old drawing as like a guidelines, as like a draft layer, and redid all the line art and cleaned it all up. Good times. So many memories with this with this drawing. Yep. And it continues. Still working on it now. Just remember, no matter what happens, I was the first. Even if oh man, I guess I could talk about this. A uh I have a version of this that I have almost mentally prepped for a future update where I've already increased the base resolution of it. Naturally, I'm not going to work on that version of it if we don't have to, right? Because that makes a lot of space. Um, but yeah, I have it like a new. It would be version 6 is what it is. So I have it PK dash V6 dash WIP, uh, and it's already like prepped and ready to go for the next update, like years from now. Like I'm already sitting on it. So I must be like bored on some of these days. I'm just like bored as shit, and I'm just like, you know what? Yeah. I'm gonna prep the Dragon Ball for an update in like 12 years. Yeah, we can have that file ready to go. Heckle, what's up? Oh, body temp's going down again. So Exo for 2025, backed up on client work. Uh, any non-client work that you're planning? If you want to keep it under wraps, you could say that too. Like, I don't know, man. Okay. Yeah, any non-client work. It's like maybe things are going to sell at a convention or just like personal project stuff. Even if you're not planning to like sell it, just like something you want to like paint or whatever. Oh, yeah. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, that'd be perfect. I have to see what shiny Brooksish. What color that little flower is. It's like blue. Okay. Uh, High clientele, just too lazy to do it. You think you have to invest in a new PC? It takes a large load on the CPU because of the file size. Yeah. What are you working on right now? Like, like, basically since, see, I was working on I only upgraded my CPU like earlier this year because of these crazy file sizes, and it was just struggling so much. You remember what it used to be like? Yeah. So, um, depending on what you're working with, maybe you could just drop in a new processor instead of having to buy a whole new machine. You're like, no, 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 no. I want a whole new machine, top to bottom. Go get a 5090. It's like $3,000. Supposedly. It would just, yeah, it would just like lag, just struggle. Would it ever just straight up crash? Yeah, look at that right there. There's no way. I mean, come on, just go in there. It's really quick. So I'm gonna just kind of clean that up a little bit. There. I feel so much better. Arctic off to bed. All right. Thanks for coming through. I appreciate it. Oh, shit. Over here. Yep, that's it. Let's save it in case something happens. Oh, jeez. Dang. TikTok is brutal, man. Like they're detecting like no movement from me. It's like because, you got to be dancing and stuff, But like us moving the canvas around, having my face in the corner is not enough movement for TikTok to ID it as like. So anyway, they'll time you out if they detect no movement. Their broadcaster will time you out in your stream, which is I think that's a good feature. Like that's to prevent people from like just going to sleep. You know what I mean? How some people stream just sleeping. Um, I wonder what would happen if Twitch put something like that into place, or it's like we detected inactivity. I guess it's just easier to not have something like that, right? Because there's so many things that can go wrong. We're almost done with ALOLA. Almost got everyone. The only thing is the Sill Valley. But the good thing is Sill Valley 90% is the same color on all of them. They just have slight like. Okay. All right, everyone. I'm gonna finish Gen 7. I'm gonna finish Gen 7 off stream. I'm fucking delirious right now. Um, I'm just like I gotta do something to stay awake, and I don't want to do it on stream. So thank you all for joining. Um, I'm gonna finish Gen 7 on my own here. I'm gonna have to work through the night for Gen 6. I work faster when I'm not streaming, so I'm actually gonna catch up to where we need to be. And then once we're caught up, I will start the streams again, which will be tomorrow. So appreciate everyone for hanging out. TikTok chat, thank you. And thanks for the raid. Exo, always nice of you to keep me company. If you ever start streaming, I will definitely be lurking in your streams. Not interacting, most likely, because I'll be doing stuff, but I'll always lurk if you stream. Give you an extra view. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out. I will catch you all tomorrow.